Welcome everyone to FPL Jedi Show Deadline stream. We are in Game Week 25 deadline and we are excited to be here. It's Friday night stream. Would like to welcome my co-host Azmin to the show. How are you, sir?
I'm good. There's a bit of echo.
Okay. Is it much better? How about you,
Okay.
Amin? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, no, there's still an echo.
Or is it? I hope you can hear us. Would like to welcome at least rakan FPL to the show. Yeza, nasib baik terjaga. Okay, good to have you here. Hopefully Azmin is okay or you're having echo.
Asal?
I can hear you,
I'm
Azmin.
hearing a double track. After you talk, a short while later, you talk again.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
So why not I come in back? Okay. So I just go out first. All right.
Okay.
Try.
All right. Okay. So Hafiz has come out back for a short while. We'll just try to get that issue back on track. Okay. I think that's it. Yep.
You
Okay.
okay?
Yep.
All right, we are
All
back.
right.
Sorry
Okay.
for the delay. Okay, but definitely our mind is game week 25. Okay, most definitely there's a lot things has happened so far since our midweek game our midweek stream. All right, so some of it is like the recent game week 29 double game week 29 announcement. Min?
Yeah. So quite pening actually. I think there's quite a lot of discussion going online in terms of use of chips, into went to wildcard, to free hit for those who still have the chip. But a lot depends on the FA Cup results as well, and we'll see a lot. But of course, you can predict to see what will happen. But it's probably a good idea to just have a good idea of what your plans are rather than just waiting, because by the time you wait, you start scrambling.
All right. Before we go to our day, I think next week hopefully we will do some midweek stream of which we'll discuss in details the impact of game week 29 announcement. Plus, we will know better game week 28 fixture after we expect the FA Cup matches will held next midweek. So pretty sure we will have a better picture and we will discuss further in next midweek streaming. Okay, so
Yep.
let's jump straight to game week 25. Okay, fixture of which we would like to remind everyone again. This is Carabao Cup final week, of which Manchester United will play Newcastle at Wembley. Both teams will not play this week. Okay, Manchester United, Newcastle, plus two other teams, which is Brighton and Brentford. Okay, and then on top of that, four teams will double play twice this week, which is Arsenal, Liverpool, Everton, and also Wolves. So those are the fixture, and we run through game week 25 fixture. Fulham will play Wolves tonight, okay, Malaysian time 4 a.m. Okay, and then after that, tomorrow Saturday 11 p.m. we have four fixture: Everton versus Villa, Leeds United play Southampton. This is crucial match between the relegation battle, and the most importantly also the new manager of Leeds United, Javi Garcia, will be in charge. All right, and then we have Leicester versus Arsenal, and then West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. Both teams also desperate for points. At 1:30 a.m., Bournemouth will face Man City, and then late in the night, 3:45 a.m., Crystal Palace will play Liverpool, who actually, to be fair, on form in terms of league, and then we'll end up with the big match, London Derby, Spurs versus Chelsea. And then during midweek, we have two other fixtures for Arsenal, Liverpool, Everton, and Wolves, of which Arsenal will play at home against Everton. We can still recall where Everton win 1-0 on the reverse fixture, and then Wolves, Liverpool versus Wolves, of which Wolves win in the reverse fixture 3-0. So, man, let's jump straight to the team news, man. Okay, which is we are going for Fulham versus Wolves first. We are interested to know what Marco Silva has been saying, especially okay, for Mr. Mitrovic.
Okay, so what did Marco Silva say? So that's the direct quote that you have. It will be difficult for him to be ready. Today he was on the pitch outside. Let's see. Okay, so in preparation for this, because I think I've been talking about Marco Silva and how his smoke screen press conferences. So what I did is I went back to find out when Mitrovic was injured for a while and then just before he had a press conference saying he has a doubt, only to turn up starting the match against Crystal Palace and scoring 1 goal and 2 assists. Okay, so back then he said that Mitrovic is a doubt. he has some issues. Yeah, so that's what he said. That was the press conference before he suddenly turned out at Crystal Palace and played for 84 minutes. So take of
If
it
I'm
as you
not
will.
mistaken, is it game week 17? I suppose, right?
It was game
When
week
we set up our
20,
game. Yeah.
game week 20 something. Crystal Palace.
Okay.
No,
All
no,
right.
no. Game week 17. Game week 17. Correct,
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, game week
Yeah.
17. Yeah, he's got 1 goal and 2 assists in that one. So
That
yeah,
is
so
the last one he scored double digit. Yep.
oh, was it? Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's how I think. So for personally, I think Mitrovic will play. So, but but of course because you guys need, but of course because I don't have him anymore, and you guys may want to wait until nearer to the deadline where we might get more news. So that's how you go. So Wolves, no fresh concerns, and I think it's quite significant with Wolves here because of Wolves are one of the teams playing the double game week. Yeah, so not a lot of people have options though, but I think the still focus is on getting Liverpool players in, isn't it? Yeah, but if you are looking at Wolves, then I don't know. Like in midfield, Ruben Neves might be an option. I think quite a few have Bueno, and I'm hoping he'll start. Although it's really a toss up as to whether Bueno or Altnuri will start. But if you don't already have, if you don't already have Bueno, please don't bother bringing him in now. I think now's not the time. Now's you can focus on those assets that you think will get more points. But Ruben Neves is the second top FPL scorer in Wolves after Jose Sa. Yeah, because the front there, I think Sarabia might be a tempting punt if you need somewhere cheap to plug in the midfield. Other than that, nah, it's not great. But
So I think
Arsenal most of us already have.
Azmi more optimistic than me, trusting Marco Silva mentioning he's doubtful, but he might play. But in my mind, and you can see in predicted lineup, Mitrovic is not in the team sheet. Okay, we can see that Vinicius should start this game. Okay, although we still have some, I think a few hours before if we can have some team league, will be nice. But I think he's really doubtful to start this game. So we shall see. If Mitrovic starts this game, then I know Marco Silva I cannot trust anymore. When he mentioned Mitrovic is doubtful, then he's actually going to start.
Let's see. All right.
Okay, next one. We also want to know news for Everton, who are going to play double this week. So what has been Sean Dyche and Unai Emery been saying in the press conference?
Okay, so Everton, yeah, it's who was of relevance. Tarkowski is fit. So if you want to pick him in, then yeah. For those who haven't already brought him, it's not a bad pick. In the sense that he could keep a clean sheet and he's also a goal threat as well. And you remember the time when there was the second last season with Sean Dyche at Burnley, he scored quite a few goals. Patterson, another possible for those of you hoping that he might make it to make sure you get 11 out for this week. Nah, he's not going to be ready. He had a setback for training. Okay, so Aston Villa has been getting a lot of focus in terms of FPL right now because they have some decent fixtures coming up ahead as well. And they don't blank. But for this week, they are only playing one. But pretty much everyone who is there should play. The only question is, because we were talking, he doesn't seem to know where to fit in Bailey. So it does seem to allude to the fact that Bailey is not going to start, until they figure out how best to utilize him. Remember, Coutinho scored, so we will see him again. Although, we're not going to pick anyone just yet.
Yeah, I think for Everton, the most that people are looking at, maybe the one is actually Tarkowski. Okay, the rest is not so much. Maybe Pickford, maybe McNeil. Patterson, pretty much, I don't expect him to start or to play any minutes. We might get lucky 1 or 2 points if he actually turn up. Okay, But for Aston Villa, they don't double, but Watkins has been attracting attention, man. Okay, if we
Yep.
want to um, replace him with Mitrovic, but the traffic right now is everyone going to get the Liverpool assets, which is Darwin.
Yeah, just a quick one on Everton's forward, because you got more pay. There's been talk about, is more pay going to be a good, pick there? But it's really hard to tell. If you remember, in against Liverpool, this Ellis Sims guy played, and
Things, yeah.
Maupay played. To be fair, Everton did win that last one against Leeds 1-0, right? Yeah. So if Sean Dyche wants to stick to a winning lineup, then yeah, we'll probably see Maupay start up if those who want to take a punt. It's a huge punt for me.
All right, let's go to the next one, man, which is Leeds United versus Southampton. I did mention Javi Gracia is the new manager of Leeds United, and at the same time, Southampton has confirmed that they has appointed Ruben Selles to be the manager until end of season. So I think this is actually a good match for both manager who want to prove their worthiness. So what's the latest news for both teams?
Yeah, so it's two new managers, although Sellers does have one game under his belt as a temp, which is against Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
So yeah, sorry. Okay, so
I think the win 1-0 makes he can get this permanent job for now.
yeah, just that one deal with Chelsea. Yeah. So yes, Javi was quite ambiguous in terms of injuries, but so in the moment I prefer not to speak about injuries. He's being very careful as well. I think in terms of his press conference. So I think that he doesn't want to reveal too much, but I would think that there are some of you have Gnonto. Yeah, so he should start. I don't see him not starting. On the Southampton side, yeah, not much. No real issues. Just that I think in terms of FPL, yeah, Ward-Prowse will start. But it's not a match we're going to look at. But it'll be interesting to see how both teams play and how Southampton build with the new manager and whether they can get two
We
wins in a
definitely
row.
Leeds United. We wait and see because we are not sure how Garcia will line up for his team. But if let's say you have the likes of Gnotto, I don't know, maybe some have Brentford. Okay, I think you just roll your dice and just play them and hope for the best. I think that's all that you can do for Leeds asset for now.
Yeah.
Okay, we go to the next team news, which is Leicester versus Arsenal. Particularly, we would like to know any news on Arsenal. Most of the managers already set their 3 players for this week. So, what's the latest news for both teams?
So Leicester really is the issue of whether or not Madison is fit, and we know how important Madison is. If you look at the predicted lineup, Madison isn't there. He's been replaced by Dewsbury Hall, playing at that side. So we'll see. Because Tielemans didn't start last week, but then he may play if he'll be there, especially if Madison doesn't play, which means KDH moves forward. Arsenal, yep, it's all about Partey really because to some stability to that midfield. But it looks like Jorginho will start this one, and most likely Partey may start the midweek match. So how does it impact? Well, it doesn't really impact much in terms of your FPL, but I think that with Partey around, that midfield will look quite more stronger. And the thing with Partey, he's also a goal threat. Yeah. So other than that, for those of us in Ketia, don't worry about him just yet because Jesus isn't quite ready. So based on what we can hear, he's not going to be ready yet, at least for this game week. So Nketiah should start both matches. So the only other question is whether or not Martinelli will start. I think he will. I think for now they'll probably rotate. He'll probably start this match and maybe midweek Trossard will start.
Okay, we just unsure, but definitely Arsenal we're going to feel the strongest lineup, and I feel whatever the predicted lineup is now, okay, apart from Jorginho, if let's say Partey clear to start, then maybe he will start. But other than that, I think this is the pretty much the best Arsenal lineup could be. White will continue to start. I think Martinelli will going to have his start back after he coming back to the side and then scored last week, right, against Villa. And for Leicester, I think without Madison, it will be trouble. And I can see this really being a high scoring game because Leicester, to be fair, they are not going to sit back, right? Okay, they're also going to
They
attack.
can't.
And I think, they'll do that also. So, yeah, interesting match. Okay, let's go to the next match, which is West Ham versus Forest. West Ham really needs point. They are down in the league, but Forest pretty much they are performing after last week 1-0 against Manchester City. So what has been David Moyes and Steve Cooper mentioning in their press conference, man?
Nothing much really. It's just that, but the good thing is that Kurt Zuma might return. It just says back in training, but as you can see, the predicted lineup doesn't have Kurt Zuma there. So, but we'll see. I think if they are back in training, I expect Zuma to come back into the starting lineup, and which will help. So then coming to Forest, yeah, another injury which is Serge Aurier as well, which means a good recall to the starting up for Nico Williams.
The
So
forgotten
I don't
man,
know what.
the forgotten man, Nico Williams.
I don't know if any of you still have Nico Williams there, but it just makes it harder with Forest now because with they haven't don't have any centre backs. I think there's an issue of Steve Cook, whether or not they can re-register him for the league because he got kicked out because they got too many players. So let's see whether or not he'll make it in here. But either way, Forest away are a different animal to Forest at home. So you'd expect West Ham to win this one.
All right. West Ham, to be fair, I've seen back the league table. They are at 18th place. So they really need points. If he needs to perform, I think, against Forest. But Forest can be stubborn, especially if Gibbs White is cleared to play. I can see there he actually produced the assist for Chris Wood last week. So he's the main man that Steve Cooper will depend on for him to start.
I think Forest will score though. So yeah, it'll be interesting match.
All right, next game in Man City, Bournemouth versus Man City. There's a lot of talks about Man City players, okay, who's in, who's out, who's ill, who's not gonna play, and so on. So, what's the latest twist from Pep Guardiola and latest news for Gary O'Neill?
So for Bournemouth, Tavernier, who has scored goals for Bournemouth, is out as well. So none of us. I hope none of us have any Bournemouth assets because we really shouldn't have. City said that Pep says that KDB is maybe. So if you remember in midweek, again in the Champions League against RB Leipzig, he didn't play. And he was missing from the squad as well. So and now we know that Emerick Laporte is out, and of course John Stones is out as well. The match that they played in midweek, they pretty much played 90 minutes. All the players.
Yeah,
He didn't
I
do
saw
any.
your tweet, Azmin, when you mentioned. Yeah, I surprised with the Man City lineup. They all played all 90 minutes, no substitution. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, with the game at a 1-1, he didn't see the need to. I don't know what's going on there with Pep. But I mean, I do wonder, what I guess Alvarez will play in the FA Cup next midweek. You would think that Haaland will still start this one, but you see in this lineup, you were assuming that if KDB isn't around, then Alvarez might get a start along Haaland. And if you look at that predicted lineup, you got Foden coming in, if you and Foden didn't play in the Champions League match either. Yeah, but at the same time, you got Bernardo Silva being pushed to play at the back there. You know, he's dependable as hell, but you got to think that this will impact in terms of fantasy points. But if you still have Bournemouth, if you still have City assets more than one other person than Haaland, I don't know. If you don't need to sell, you might as well stick it because Bournemouth is a potential for points for City players.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Apart from Haaland, I think everyone is pretty much, we are not sure, but with Pep ruling out Laporte and also Stones, that potential like Ake going to start, okay, Akanji or but Diaz could come in, okay. The rest, how about Mahrez playing 90 minutes, right? So I don't know. Mahrez quite a key player right now for Pep side. He has been scoring. But we shall see. The predicted lineup still have him, but no KDB. We are not sure because Pep did mention maybe, but we really not sure. Man City gonna play Saturday, right?
Sorry?
Man City gonna play on
Yeah,
Saturday.
the second last match on Saturday. Quite late, already 1:30 or something in Malaysia time.
So yeah, we definitely not gonna have any news until then. Okay, man. That's for Bournemouth versus Man City. All right. Next, we're definitely for your team, Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. We really need to know what Klopp has been saying before we jump into any Liverpool assets. What's the latest news, man?
Okay, so biggest surprise with Crystal is on the Crystal Palace side, which is Zaha might be back. And you got to wonder that if Zaha does start, although I don't know, I can't see him starting, maybe on the bench. But if he does start, then you got to wonder, is he gonna, is he gonna cream Alexander Arnold? Because so that is something to think about for those of you who are going for TAA lah. Yeah, but still, you would think that Liverpool still play 2 matches though, so yeah. But it's just something to consider. On Liverpool, so Klopp was characteristically vague about his injury news. He said he doesn't see all of his first 11 play again because so soon, and then he may make some changes. He seemed to allude to making changes to the front three, which while I'm not totally convinced he will, but he has put me off Gakpo a bit because if you remember midweek, I was thinking of bringing Gakpo, but because the thing is where Salah plays right, which is on the right, no one else is playing there, is there? Whereas on where Gakpo and Darwin are, we got Firmino and Jota who are still coming on as subs, and they did the same in midweek in the defeat to Madrid. It was a double substitution, Darwin and Gakpo coming off for Firmino and Jota, I think it was. Yeah, so yeah, which we saw happen during the weekend as well. So does that mean that Darwin and Gakpo will still start and Firmino Jota continue to become substitutes? I'm not sure, but you would think there's some risk of starting at least with Gakpo. So yeah, so that's it. Other than that, yeah, everyone else is still as per the predicted lineup.
All right. I'm actually not comfortable when Klopp saying this, that he's thinking of making changes, the potential rotation for the next 2 matches, possibly. But we expect like the light of Salah, maybe Trent, Robertson, Alisson could actually play both game 90 minutes, but the rest we are not sure, right, mate? You know better, Liverpool, and we need to be careful. But
just note, so for Robertson, I do feel there is a risk that Tsimikas might come in for the Anfield game in midweek against Wolves. Yeah, so there is a risk there.
All right. Nevertheless, people are going to jump in Liverpool assets, regardless what Klopp saying. If let's say Gakpo or Darwin play like 120 minutes for the next two games, I feel is good enough for us to just jump in and maybe they delivered one goal or maybe one assist. I
Yeah,
think we should jump in.
but
They have good
120 assumes they will start both matches lah. That's 120 minutes. Yeah, unless they play full 90 and that come in as 30 minutes in the next match. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Right. Would like to say welcome to the stream to Jeff Jones. Hello. Yep.
Hey,
Thank you for
Jeff.
joining. All right. Okay. Let's go to the next one. The last match, regardless for the midweek, but it's big one. Spurs versus Chelsea. Okay. Spurs won 2-0 last week, but Chelsea really desperate for point. So what's the latest news for both teams?
So no real issues for Spurs aside from the main. I mean those who are already injured. No, nothing new, but it's quite significant for me. I would think Hugo Lloris being injured and Bentancur. Those are the two main ones for me. Is quite significant. Then you also have Sessegnon and Bissouma. So you based on that, you would think that Son comes back to the starting lineup, but it's hard to tell. But most of you who have Kane are a bit loath to sell him, and especially in this midweek. But Kane is locking up a lot of funds because if you have Kane and Haaland, and trying to get to Salah, it becomes a problem. So on the Chelsea side, yeah. So although SP isn't available, but James will come back. Yeah, he did rest for.
Yeah.
They didn't risk him for the last weekend. At the same time, there was quite a few of those. Havertz, Thiago Silva, Cucurella, and Ziyech are available again. But at the same time, we do know that Sterling did do well when he came on. So I would think that the lineup that we see there is the lineup. I'm not sure about Mount. Mount could potentially be such for Ziyech. He was quite poor for me in the last match. So, but the more important thing is Reece James is there. How to call this is a London derby? I don't know. It could go anyway, could it?
Yep. Antonio Conte might not be around. Okay.
Again?
But will that make a difference? I'm not too sure. I think Chelsea players need to turn up. Okay. Potter survived another defeat and with the last placing Southampton. So I guess any result after this, he might survive until at least we know on Champions League result against Dortmund if he wants to consider his place. So I'm pretty much.
I do feel this is like a cup final for Potter. He needs to win this. It's a London derby, but he needs to win.
Yep, we shall see. Okay. All right, man. We already ran all the team news. Let's go now to the transfer traffic for game week 25. Okay, I just snapshot before we came in. The most transferred in for this game week, I don't think it's a surprise. Mr. Mo Salah with 637,000 managers has brought the Egyptian midfielder in. The next one is Tarkowski from Everton, 508,000. Cheap, like 4.3, 4.4 million. Then the next one, Gakpo. Okay. Earlier in the week, Gakpo is the most transferred, but he's now the third most transferred in with 494,000. Darwin, 428,000, and then TAA at 421,000 at fifth place. So we can see 4 Liverpool players is actually the most transfer in for this week. For top transfer out, is it surprise? Kieran Trippier. Who ever thought of that? I was thinking like KDB or Bruno, right? But it's Trippier. Maybe to fund TAA. So 510,000 managers has shipped the Newcastle defender out. And then KDB, okay, because of his illness, potential he might not play, and to fund Mo Salah. So 509,000 has part away from the Belgian midfielder. Then third place, Almiron from because Newcastle are not playing. Okay, that could be another reason Newcastle blank this week. So why not get rid of them? Then Tony, Brentford also blank. Fourth, most transfer out, and then main, you surprised Rashford there. So maybe that could be one of the thinking he went. Right, the fifth most transferred out is Mr. Rashford with 408,000. So all of them, except we can consider KDB also might actually miss this week game. So all of them are blank this week. So I think reasonable for this top transfer out. So what you make out of these stats, me?
Okay, on the transfer side, you've got 4 out of 5 of those players who were were blank this week, and the fifth player is his KDB. He's a huge doubt anyway. So yeah, it does make sense. Although I am surprised to see Rashford there. I thought me selling Rashford was like, because it's something that I've been looking at, because in order to fund a Salah move, we can look at my team later. But I thought the thought of selling Rashford is unthinkable given the form that he's in. But look, yeah, that's all 400,000 plus people who sold him. But at the same time, I did not expect to see Trippier there either. I know he's blanking, but he's historically been good, unless people have thought he's already run his course. And you do have a bit of funds there as well. So, but it's got me thinking. Is selling Trippier the way for me to fund my Salah? I don't know. I had to thought about that. I had considered Trippier as unblockable, but anyway, and then we'll look at my team later. But coming to the transfers in, yeah, Salah, obviously, I think Salah's been talked about, whether or not he does or doesn't. It feels like not having him might be a risk. Of course, going without him might pay off if you have the right combo, but if you go without him and he hauls, you're in big trouble. Tarkowski continues to gain owners. Last week we've already saw him again. So people have more faith in bringing in Everton assets early rather than Liverpool assets, which tells you a lot about the state of the transfer market. So Gakpo again, you would think that Gakpo is there for those who not able to get funds to bring in Salah. I'm not sure, or because I don't see people bringing in Salah and Gakpo. I just don't see that possible, because we got at least two. Most of us have at least two Arsenal midfielders, and probably Rashford, but then Rashford's being sold, so maybe that's it. Then there's Darwin and TA making it up. So 4 out of 5 Liverpool. There you go.
Yep. So I think this could be also help out in terms of how we can manage our transfer. I think the likes of Liverpool players is really attracting interest for this week, and it's no surprise. To be fair, Liverpool has been performing for the past 2 games in the league at least, so it is logical to bring them in for the double game week fixture. All right, mate. Can we have a look at quick poll? All right. This I extract from Football Scout polls. Okay. Well, of which 2 questions they ask. How are you handling your transfer for game week 25? Okay. 35% managers are going to take at least a hit for this week. Okay, that's the most. The next one, using only free transfer, it could be 24%. Taking a -8 hit is the third highest peak with 15% voted. Free hit, the fourth one, 15%, but and the rest is quite low. Wildcard 5%, more than -12 hit. Can't think of that. All right. So that is the pattern for game week 25. For how many players with at least one fixture do you plan to fill? Because there are managers who are going to have trouble to fill 11 players, right? But you can see there, more than 50%, 52% are going to have 11 players to fill this game with 25. Next is 10 with 19%, and then 7 or fewer or 16%. So what you can make out from these polls, do you feel about the -4 hit is the way to go, or you can go more?
Well, the noise on the net seems to be a lot of people are doing a -8, so it'll be interesting to see with the and of course those polls are that's what they think they'll do, but that's a lot of mob mentality lead up, and then in the end you get to -8. But of course we do know a lot of people brought forward a transfer from last week who didn't do any transfers, so that maybe they're doing 3 transfers and still only taking a -4 instead of -8. So yeah, but what impresses me, there are those making no transfers. So okay, I guess maybe they feel that the team is set. But I think it's still more than 50% going for 11 players because they feel that the squad can handle it.
Would you just we just discuss here, I think if we have like 10 players or even 9, it's still acceptable as long you have the main players. You need to
Double
have like
gamers.
players, right? Maybe some
Yeah.
Liverpool players, and I think you should be okay for this week. You do not need to.
Most likely because of previous double game weeks, you would already have your triple Arsenal players, and we know that because some people are even had enough to go Martinelli to Saka, for example. So definitely 3 Arsenals already there. So if you have 8 double gamers, I think you're already in good state.
Okay, last but not least, captaincy pick. Okay, Game Week 25 captain poll. Like, without a doubt, Mo Salah is the first pick of managers picking 41%, but closely followed by Saka, 38%. So you can see that the votes are quite split with Salah and Saka, even though Salah is the most voted. Okay, Odegaard at 5%. So I think it's a straight fight between Salah and Saka. What do you think, if you have Salah?
I guess the main thing with these 2 people is that the fact that they both take penalties, and that's just the delta earlier for the captaincy. I wonder if Saka didn't take penalties, would Odegaard be a bit more higher in the percentage of captaincy possibilities? I don't know, but Haaland's still there. Well, it is against Bournemouth, so who knows? Yeah, but I would consider the rest. For me, I am surprised at the difference that Salah and Saka, there's not much in terms of difference. I am surprised. I thought it would be a lot more Salah. So maybe I need to rethink as well.
All right. Just for me, I think both are valid captaincy option this week. Salah is the more. I mean, everyone knows how Salah can be explosive, right? Maybe Saka saying he's not explosive, but he has the fixture, Leicester and also Everton. And I feel if you want to pick the obvious one is Salah, or you want to pick the safest one is Salah. But if you want to go differential, I think this a big call you can make this week. You can go difference and go Saka, because I don't think a lot of men is going to captain Saka. So I think this is an opportunity that you can take, especially
I guess
your rank.
I guess the main worry with Salah is the fact that Liverpool have been quite inconsistent and quite poor at times this season, and there's a reason they're finishing. They're currently I can't remember what number they're, number 8 or something, or number 9. So, but Arsenal on the other hand are top of the league, and they still don't have to worry about any European competition just yet. I think it's only maybe 3 weeks down the road only they have one. So I can see those who decide not to go for Salah go for Saka. Of course, it might be also that the fact they just don't have Salah in the first place and can't find a way to get to him. So.
All right, I think we can go to our team transfer. Okay, I go to your team first. This is the snapshot from midweek stream. I don't know whether you have made any changes.
No, So I'm trying to get Salah in. So Patterson obviously isn't going to be fit anyway. So so I'll be down by one non-playing player, in which case Fernandes will move up. So Fernandes doesn't play. So the question is, how do I get to Salah? So Fernandes to Salah, I don't have enough funds. So the option I was looking at was, selling Rashford, which I thought was quite unthinkable until I saw those stats just now, where Rashford was number 5. But at the same time, I have just enough to sell Trippier instead for a 3.9, which will just give me exactly enough to upgrade Fernandes to Salah. But Trippier just becomes a non-playing player lah at 3.9. So, but that leaves my defense a bit short, relying on Bueno. So that does create a possible issue for me.
Yeah, I cannot like that move, but I think
Yeah.
pretty much you did discuss before we go to stream on Haaland, you are still considering?
So yeah, I'm toying with the idea of going Haaland for Alvarez because I was looking at Alvarez playing time. He hasn't been playing much, but then at the same time, is it because but then I realized that they do play the midweek FA Cup, and maybe that's when Alvarez will get play. But we saw that KDB didn't play midweek. Remember the last time KDB didn't play, Alvarez played up top with Haaland. But in midweek against RB Leipzig, even though KDB didn't play, Alvarez still didn't play. So it's kind of scared me off. Wanting to gamble on Alvarez, but then Red Pep's selection is just too random for me. So I'm not gonna go there anymore. I thought about it, but nah.
So I guess Bruno and Rashford out for Salah and somebody.
Yeah, Bruno and Rashford, or Bruno and Trippier.
Okay.
Yeah, Trippier will be for a non-playing person. Then I'll get Rashford, and then I'll get Salah, but I don't know yet.
So who's you're gonna captain this week? Is it Salah?
If I can get Salah in, it'll be Salah. Yes. Otherwise, if I can't get Salah in, then it'll be Saka. Yeah, that's
right. Okay, cool. Let's go to my team. Okay, I already made one transfer. I have 2 free transfer this week. I have already made a move. Okay, so I run through my team. I have Kepa in goals. I think I will play Kepa over White, even though play away to Spurs. Hopefully he can. If he cannot keep any clean sheet, at least he has some. All right. I have Peterson non-playing. Okay, like you mentioned in the run through with the team news, Peterson most likely might not even feature. Okay, so Peterson is non-playing, and then I have Gabriel. All right, play double. Bueno, he might play one of the game, might not play, or just play a few minutes. We just not sure, but I think I'm gonna keep him. I play him. I have brought in Salah for KDB, and I already put my captain armband to Mo Salah. I have Andreas against Wolves. I have Bruno there, but he will change to somebody. Later I'll talk. Saka, and then I have Mitrovic. So we are not sure whether it's going to be available. I have Haaland and then Nketiah. In terms of Arsenal asset, I already have 3 players. Gabriel, Saka, and Nketiah. Even though I feel I want to bring in Odegaard, maybe over Nketiah, but I think that's a luxury move. My concern now is Mitrovic, Fernandes, and Peterson because they might not even play. So if I can get any team news, Mitrovic starts. If he starts, maybe what I will do is take up Bruno Fernandes for Gakpo and upgrade Peterson. I think I have enough money for Trent. Okay, if my pricing is not right, then maybe sure I need to sacrifice and bring in Trent. So I have like 3 defender that can play this week, and then Gakpo. Then I can sort of fielding 11 players, and Bruno is the skeptical one. All right. But if I don't hear any news and Mitrovic most probably will not play, I think the team of this week looks like people are going to take -8, -12 points, right? I never thought of that. I thought earlier in the week -4 is the most that I would do, but I'm open up now that I might actually take a -8 for this week just to feel enough players, but the important players. So if Mitrovic might not play, so what I'm going to do is actually bring in Darwin in, Bruno Fernandes for Dwight McNeil, and then Shaw for Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I will have 11 players with, I think, 8 double game week players. Trent, Gabriel, Salah, Dwight McNeil, Saka, Darwin, and Nketiah. So 7. Sorry, 7. So I think that's the move that I might do. But it's all depending on Mitrovic news, mate. I'm not sure. What do you think?
So Dwight McNeil, huh? That's, okay. I mean, yeah, he's at Everton and he's also a Dyke from Burnley days. So yeah, I guess um, I think it's okay. Yeah, it really, this Mitrovic thing is an issue. But if you stay up, we might get news. They are playing at home, so they don't have a coach travel kind of thing. But yeah, there's a lot of trend in terms of people selling Shaw to go for a Liverpool defender, and it's not that bad. If especially, I think we mentioned that, as you mentioned, Hafiz, earlier, that Manchester United may blank in 28, so maybe you don't need keep that many Manchester United assets anymore. Just hang on to Rashford. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Fair. I think this is the team plan. We still have time, like 1.5 hours before the deadline kicks in. So, I think that's for the team lineup. Why not we take question? We can see a lot of question here. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Klopp, Rakan FPL Klopp said he will make some changes after not. Beside Gomez, could Darwin one of them? I think it could be, man. I don't know.
It could be Rakapia. It's really it's hard to figure this one out really. Both because Darwin was one of those who got substituted early. Although I'm not sure, but yeah, Gomez was poor as well. So, but Gakpo could also be at risk as well. So it's really hard to figure out this one. I think we're just gonna have to hope for the best because you can't see what Klopp's gonna do. It's hard. I can't tell.
Yeah, I think Azmi is the best to answer Liverpool question. So it's good. A lot of Liverpool question here. Next one, KDB to Salah. I think this is a no-brainer.
Yep, KDB to Salah. Still ill.
All right. Okay, interesting one, mate. If you have option, which one would you do? Tarkowski or Trent? Both are really different in terms of price point. What do you think?
Wow, it's a good question. Burnley, their defense is more solid than Liverpool's. Everton,
sorry, Everton.
Sorry, Burnley. Sorry. Everton's defense right now, it seems more solid than Liverpool. Yeah, we saw Liverpool getting trashed by Real Madrid, but then to be fair, this team led by
This United, is it?
by
Sean Dyche.
Karim Benzema. Not Benzema. Who's that? Oh my god.
Oh, Real Madrid, is it?
Yeah. So it is Real Madrid, and that guy leading the line is magical. I don't know why his name eludes me. But anyway, so hard to tell. I probably go for, if you have the funds, then I'd probably go for Trent. Yeah, but the thing is, Tarkowski is someone you probably want to keep longer. If you're going for the long term, I'm not sure you want to keep Trent that long, given that he doesn't have he has less, he costs more and he has less chance of keeping a clean sheet. I don't want to say that.
I think this is a tough one. I read somewhere in the Football Scout, I think Zofa did mention which one should prioritize. He did mention you should prioritize Tarkowski over Trent. He might actually do in some ways, but to me, who has the higher upside for this week? I think Trent. Trent can deliver easily 12 points, 1 assist, clean sheet, and 3 bonus points. He already showed that against Newcastle. Tarkowski, on the other hand, yes, Everton more solid, but it's not like Tarkowski going to score every week, right? So I feel Trent has a higher upside. That's my comment. If you have
He
the
does.
money,
I agree, especially because he takes a lot of dead balls, which Tarkowski doesn't. So yeah, Trent is
next
the play.
one. How about Martinelli? Yes, Martinelli is really annoying in terms of minutes. Martinelli or Kane to Darwin. Oh, he thinking about those options, man.
Yeah,
So
it's
basically,
really to
Martinelli,
maximize on this.
yeah, Martinelli Kane to Salah Darwin. I think so.
I think it's okay. Especially because Martinez may start only one match and not start the other. Salah most likely will start both, and there's a good chance of getting 150 minutes minimum in. So yeah, I go for it. Yeah, even Kane over Darwin. Spurs do play Chelsea, and Chelsea, although they did lose to Southampton, they haven't conceded much of late. Yeah, and they've although they haven't won, but they haven't necessarily done too well, but they haven't conceded many goals anyway. So yeah, I think it's a good move.
I think it's going to be hard for Kane owner right now because they're going to have dilemma to keep him or to get all those players who play double this week. I think that's the dilemma. I think if Alphonse is here, he will definitely crack his head what his move, whether to
He has
really,
Kane, doesn't he?
yeah. He did mention to me his transfer is still keeping Kane, but after all this turmoil, all this community in Twitter and so on, really we can see a lot of traffic of these Liverpool players, and the sacrifice is KDB and Kane. All right, let's go to the next question. It's a Chelsea question. Okay, let me answer this. Havertz will face Leeds United in game week 26. 26 is like another week. So keep or sell him this game week versus Spurs. Chelsea do has a fixture in game week 25. They also are going to have fixture in game week 28 if we can. It's a confirmed one. But Chelsea, we're talking about Chelsea right now who's not performing, especially in attacking department. I don't want to look beyond game week 25. For this week, I think Havertz, if you have the money, could easily turn to Darwin. And Havertz, to be fair, has not really performing. And the next best thing actually is João Felix in up front, not Havertz. But in terms of minutes, I can see Havertz more secure. But he did not play last week, right? Okay, but that last week is really odd, to be fair, after Champions League match. So I don't want to comment. But I think if you have opportunity, sell him for Darwin. That's what I can say. Next question from Jeff. Would you do Kane? He has Kane, man. Kane, KDB, Shaw, all really good players. To TA, Salah and Nunes, all Liverpool assets. For -4 some more. I'll take it, man.
Yeah, I think so. Because Shaw's blanking, KDB is most likely won't make the game anyway. So you have Kane. The only really issues there is Kane, but yeah, you might as well. For -4, it's still good enough. You can get returns from all three players.
Yeah, I'll do it. Even if you say -8, I might actually consider it. Okay. All right. Another Tarkowski question. Instead of comparing to Trent, Tarkowski or Kilman, I think this is an easier answer. I think Tarkowski. Everton much solid than Wolves. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, probably Tarkowski. Um, as you saw from my team just now, I do have Sa in my as my goalie, but I'm hoping it's not so much he keeps clean sheet, but he has a lot of saves, so I don't see a clean sheet happening. So yeah, Tarkowski.
No one is talking about Haaland captaincy. Overlook? I don't think so. I think this is an opportunity. There might be some inactive managers who just keep Haaland or you, but I don't think this is a week to be safe, mate. We need to take opportunity.
I don't know. Yeah, but the thing is, Haaland plays Bournemouth, and Bournemouth have been quite rubbish, of late, quite long. So, but then to be fair, City haven't exactly been stellar either recently. They've had some hiccups. They lost to Southampton. They drew against Forest. So maybe see until we see a bit of fluidity return, then maybe we can consider.
Next one, Edison to Pickford. I think this is also a good move. Pickford played 2 games, and then at Man City most probably will blank again in game week 28. Everton has really confirmed fixture moving forward. Double this week, 28 confirmed fixture, and in 32. So I think it's just a good move, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The chance of double game, because I don't know, but Edison could just keep a clean sheet and end up with the same number of points. No, I don't think it's a good move. I think I keep Edison.
Right. Okay. I see the opportunity to take advantage, but at the same time save money and disburse your fund to somewhere else. Okay, it's okay. Next from Ariel Amit, Mope for the hall. I don't trust Mope because he's trolled me so much in my previous season. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I can't, I can't for the life of me pick Mope as a think of Mope as a serious pick. Maybe a bit more time needed for to find out the team, because he may have no choice with Ellis seems quite new in the league, but at the same time you got DCL who's periodically injured. So, but this week not so great.
Next question. Who is Everton penalty taker currently? Okay, DCL is not playing. I have a quick look at Scout site. After DCL is Townsend, but he's also out injured. And then Demare Gray. But the thing is, Gray also not playing so much currently. So it's still up in the air. Unless Azmin knows the answer.
Yeah, if Demargay clears, I think he'll take the penalties. Other than that, I don't know if Iwobi will take it. I don't know.
Probably. But I'll be happy if Dwight McNeil take it.
He might. There's a chance there.
All right. Bruno G will come back. Yes, in Carabao Cup final. Could Trippier seller regret their decision? I'm not sure about talking about Trippier.
That is the main reason. Because if I sell Trippier now, I don't know if I can get him back because of the so much
all right.
value.
Okay, Sarabia or Iwobi? Sarabia Wolves. Okay. Iwobi. Iwobi more permanent player in Sean Dyche team for now. But Sarabia could be something
Yeah,
for this week.
I don't know. If I was going to I go for Wolves' perennial hero, which is Ruben Neves instead of Sarabia, because obviously Sarabia has come in and secured a starting in the starting lineup, but I probably trust Neves more.
Yeah, I do so. Neves also a penalty taker for Wolves. Next, could Klopp use Jota, Firmino, Salah in Crystal Palace game? He might be, but maybe Azmi knows better. I'm not too sure on this.
Firstly, Rakai FPL, don't misspell Klopp, all right? It's Klopp, K-L-O-P-P. But okay, other than that, yeah, it's quite possible. But I still think that Gakpo and Darwin will start at least the Crystal Palace game, simply because Jota and Firmino still came in as subs, and it feels like if we were thinking to do that, then maybe he should just let Darwin and Gakpo play a lot more, and no need to bring in Jota, Firmino, because at the moment it feels like Gakpo and Darwin will still start, but it's hard to tell. He could go Jota, Firmino.
Yeah, understand. We just won't know. Could this week be the week Liverpool finally could get their first penalty kick of the season? Is it? Because I feel like Salah did take a penalty before. No.
I think I can't remember. I think and he did take one, but maybe it wasn't
Oh, okay.
maybe it wasn't a Premier League goal.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Uh,
so yeah.
it could be we just don't know when the penalty will come to Liverpool. AJ Rovers ask, hi AJ, why Gakpo is quite unpopular compared to Salah, TA and Darwin? Min, what do you think?
X minutes and the fact that Gakpo is he just came in January, so he hasn't exactly blown up. But to be fair, he has got 2 goals. He has returns in the past 2 games. But the thing is with Firmino and Jota both coming back from injury, if Klopp wanted to change a lineup and bring one of those in, it would be for Gakpo, and probably not for Darwin. Darwin seems to be more secure in that respect.
All right. I think Halim Rahman also asked the same question, but you already answered, Min. Next, from Varun Chowdhury. Interesting. Akanji, Man City defender, to Tarkowski for a hit. I will do it, but how about Min?
Yep, I'll do it. I'll do that. I think it's good. I think that's a good. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Yeah, I'll take it for a hit. Yeah, because this is the Taco plays double. So yes, definitely.
Why not take advantage? Then this move also will secure you in terms of game week 28 and moving forward. Okay, especially you're not sure about our chip strategy, but for this week, yeah, I'll do that. Last but not least, from Farzid Ali, your question: Darwin and Odegaard. Oh, basically, which one? Combo Darwin and Odegaard or Darwin and Trent? Different position. Odegaard in midfield, Trent.
Yeah.
What do you
I
think?
go for Darwin and Odegaard. I just think that Odegaard's being quite overlooked a bit. People assuming have him, he's not being considered as a captain because he doesn't take penalties. But I think Odegaard has the potential to do well this week, even though he pretty much blanked the in the last double game week, didn't he?
All right, I think so. Odegaard is overlooked right now, and if I have the opportunity, I want Odegaard in my team. So that's it for question for Game Week 25 deadline stream. Would like to remind everyone, okay, you have around 1.5 hours before our deadline at 2:30 a.m. All right, pretty much if we can, I don't know about you, whether you want to see Fulham versus Wolves, okay, but it's at 4 a.m. if anyone interested. By all means, whoever around here, do support us by hitting the like button and subscribe to our FPL FPL Jedi Show YouTube channel, of which you can receive our early notification whenever we are live. All right. And if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow Azmin at FPL_Sleepy Jedi or follow me at _Muhammad Hafiz. So that's it for this week's streaming. Your last word.
All the best. Don't feel afraid of taking hits because this is a double game week where you could see more returns than the last double game week.
All right. I think that's all, guys. Yeah. Thank you for joining our session. All right. Thank you for watching. Okay. And my last word, I think Azmin did mention, don't myself, I never thought I'm going to open up for -8 hits. I see everyone are doing it in the community, but I don't know whether those people are representing the whole 9-10 million FPL managers. But I think there's a logic things to do for this week. I think until then, take advantage of this opportunity, and we will discuss again in terms of chip strategy and also the double game week 29 fixture in our midweek stream next week. Until then, okay, good luck to everyone, and may the force be with you. Thank you. Bye bye.